Okay, so here's an electric walkthrough. So the main shutoff and fuse box are located under the bed through the bed hatch, which you have found. It's directly under here. You know exactly where the fuse box is now. And the main switch, which I'm gonna open this up and get to you quick. Hold on 1 second. Okay, fuse box is there, which you're aware of. You know where that is. The lid for that has all of the labeling on it for which fuse goes to which appliance. That's your solar charger. So there's 3 modes: bulk, absorption, and float. So bulk is when there's power running through the system. Absorption is when it's charging, and floating is when it's completely, totally full and there's still power coming in, so it floats that power directly through the charging system into the power in the van. So right now, the solar panel is probably completely covered with snow, and the bulk just means there's no charge coming into the van right now. So the bulk is just meaning that it's pulling off of your batteries. That's your inverter, which is the guy that gives you your AC power. And this is your main shutoff, that switch right there, the yellow switch. So if you were to flip this lever, this yellow lever, get my hand out of the way, that lever up, because right now it's facing at 9. So if you were to switch that up to noon, 12, then the whole system shuts off. And that is good for when you know that you're not going to be in here for a while. You can just flip that off, and then you know for a fact that nothing's being charged and nothing's being used, and everything's just given a big rest. So the battery meter and the inverter monitor are located up here, which you know. So this is your battery monitor. So this has been sitting inside the workshop and in snow. Even though it's been sunny out for a few days, it hasn't had any charge for like 3 days, and the heater's been running and it still is only right there. So not a big draw for having no charge for the last 3 days. This is the inverter monitor, and right now it's in idle mode, which you can tell because there's no lights on this side. So if I hit that button, so inside the van, when you do that, you'll hear a click under your bed, and that's when the inverter shuts on. So now you have a battery load, a load for your watts, and a battery monitor. So in a second, once the system kicks in, you're gonna see a change. You'll see some numbers pop up. Okay, so there's your battery voltage, 12.2. It should be damn near close to this one, right? This one's a little bit more precise, but those numbers should be the same because they're reading from the same monitor. And that's just a number that correlates to the full charge of your system, maxing out around 14.2. So this icon right here is the power in your inverter. That's opposite. That's the power in your inverter. That is just the icon that's showing you that power is moving from your inverter to the lights. So that light represents your plugs there and under your seat right there. So having that icon there shows you that that system is now functioning. So now you can plug in your systems, you can use those, and as long as you're using them, obviously the inverter is not going to shut off again, but after a period of time of not being used, it will go into idle mode so that it won't draw any more power. When you go into, so when you use shore power, which is on the outside, when you plug in an electric cord to that, right now the green light's on the battery because the battery's being used, and then this electric tower, when your shore power goes in, the electric tower will light up with that green light. So that's when you know the difference between battery power and shore power, is which one's working. And when you're using this one, also the other thing that happens is your battery system charges. So this number will also change when your shore power is in, because this number will go up at a much more rapid rate than your solar panels, because its capacity to charge from an electric port is much higher than your solar panels. So those are the things to look out for that. But really the big important things is that bar right there will show you what your full battery life is, and this load number right here. So if we were to plug in your air conditioner and plug in a couple other things, this number will go up, and that's a reading of watts. It's a reading of how much power the inverter is running. You have a 2,000 watt inverter, and it's a surge of 4,000 when you're plugged into shore power. So it's really high. Your air conditioner will only pull 500 watts. So this number will go up to 500, and then somewhere around 1,500 is where it won't be able to have any more power. But that's just one other reading to check out. I don't think you're going to get anywhere close to that with the things that you're running in here, but it's just a number that will change based on what you're running, and I just want you to be aware of what it is. And just to reiterate, it's on here too, but just so you know, I know you've asked me a few times, is that your living space power and your van power are on two completely different systems. Just so you know. Okay, that's your electric. I'm gonna now give you a heater and AC run through in another video.